Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. In today's video, I will be tapping into the energies of the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. So as per usual, the timestamps will be in the description bar below as well as the comments. So let's just get started here. Okay, so starting off with Aries, the person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay. Okay, guys, so we have the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck and the Eight of Pentacles. I see someone here who's trying to figure out how to make something work with you. They're being very practical about it, so it's not just being upset or dwelling. They are feeling a bit sad, or there is some sort of sorrow that is present here. But with the Three of Pentacles behind the Five of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles here, I think that they're wanting to figure out what to do next, right? Because this is more of a, it's like a practical energy. It's like a doer energy. So yes, I'm feeling upset, or yes, I feel disappointed, but what am I going to do moving forward? Okay, let's see. This may be someone that you work with, or something pertaining to their career or finances is being highlighted this week. Okay, so maybe their, work requires most of their focus. Okay. So we have the Ten of Cups. Yeah, definitely wanting to work something out with you. I feel like the vision that they have in mind this week is coming together with you, creating some sort of a family dynamic. For others of you, it could be that you guys do, have children together, or there's something else that you guys have created together. But I think that they want to feel closer to you is what I'm sensing, especially with the Ten of Cups being the first card in their feelings. The Fool card, okay. And the Knight of Pentacles, yeah. This is someone who is taking a slow approach towards you, even though they're feeling very impulsive. So what I'm sensing is, yes, they want to take a leap of faith towards you, and I see them following through. But the Knight of Pentacles lets me know that there's some sort of a plan that they have in mind, or something that they have been thinking about for quite some time. So even if they're, conversing with you this week, it could seem a bit impulsive to you, but I see that this is something that they have been thinking about for quite some time, and this is something that they have been planning for a while as well. I will say that the Knight of Pentacles could be a bit of a slow-moving energy, but what I'm sensing is, like, even if it took this person a while to make a decision, they are standing on that decision of, creating something with you, because the Knight of Pentacles is the most reliable knight in the deck. Page of Swords clarifying the Ten of Cups. I see that this person is very curious about you this week. There could be something new that they're learning about you, or they're starting to see your perspective on this relationship in one way or another. Now, the Page of Swords is, yes, it's a very curious energy, but it's not the most direct. So as much as this person could be conversing with you, there are certain things that they're trying to figure out on their own without your help. Ace of Wands. This person's trying to figure out how you're going to respond to this offer. With the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands, there's really a great deal of excitement. There's also a strong energy of feeling very impulsive, kind of like, I want to do something now about my emotions. But even though they're feeling impulsive in the current moment, they have been watching you from afar for quite some time. They have been, again, planning for quite some time here, but they just feel very ready to be upfront with you. There's a lot of passion here. I think that this is someone who's highly attracted to you. But they may view you as someone who is, like, they're viewing you as very ready for the next step, or they may feel like you are very prepared. Something in your life could be taking off for you, or they may feel like you are someone who's just very prepared and kind of ready to move forward at maybe a faster pace than they are. Because I do see that this is someone who moves at a slower pace or takes a longer time to make a decision here. But what I see is they want to know how you're going to respond to their offer, but they're not able to hold back anymore. So yes, they have been planning. Yes, they have, it could have been a little bit stagnant between the both of you, but they're very determined to connect with you, to feel closer to you. Okay. For some of you, there's something about your hair that this person really likes, okay? Whether it be you are a male or a female, there's something about your hair or the way you style it, maybe the natural state that it's in, but I am getting that here. Okay. Some of you could be thinking of a Sagittarius. This person feels like a connection with you would be very, very peaceful. They feel like both of you would work very well together. And it could even touch on someone who feels like you are very different from them, but that's what makes this work. There may be some sort of a void that you're feeling, or there's a lot that this person is learning from you, whether you're aware of that or not. The temperance also touches on like a spiritual lesson, right? So it could be that this person feels, again, they're learning a lot from you, or there's something about this connection that is making them go within or discover something about themselves even. It doesn't necessarily have to be discovering information just about you, but there's something new that they're learning about themselves as well. They feel very at peace around you, and they feel like you are someone that they could confide in as well. This could be a week where they're opening up about something that feels very difficult to open up about as well. I see a heart-to-heart conversation, someone being very open about their emotions. What's interesting here, Aries, is this is someone who feels very deeply towards you, but with the King of Cups, they're trying to remain emotionally balanced. So they're wanting you to know how they feel about you, but they're not wanting to come in with like an emotional outpour, or they're not wanting to bombard you with so much at once. Seven of Pentacles, hoping that things work out the way that they have a vision in their mind. Seven of Pentacles is also someone who's ready to put forth the effort, but there may be certain areas of their life that they're currently working on, certain areas of their life or themselves that they feel like, okay, here's where there is room for improvement. So it's a very honest energy coming through as well, and very realistic as well. Knight of Wands. What's the Knight of Wands? The Seven of Wands. The Hermit. Yeah, so I do feel like this could have been a connection that was a little bit stagnant, or it's just someone who was, taking a liking towards you, but they were taking their time with opening up here. But I see that they're not going to be able to hold back any longer. Knight of Wands is someone who is, rushing in, but I see that they have a plan here. With the Seven of Wands as well as the Hermit, I will say that this is someone who's going to express, their opinions, their side of things, possibly what they're looking for in this connection. And I don't really sense an argument, but there may be something that the both of you disagree on, or you're not really seeing eye to eye on it. But I don't think that it's something that you guys are not going to be able to work through. I don't really see it as a block. Some of you could be thinking of a Virgo with the Hermit. But this person, either they have spent a lot of time on their own, right? So they've been single for a while and they feel ready to pursue something new with you, or it's someone who has taken this period of, silence to really go within and figure out things about themselves and what they want with you. They feel like they've had enough time to think about what they want to pursue with you moving forward. What's the Seven of Pentacles? The Queen of Wands. Yeah, and that's your energy. They've been thinking about you and they really want to invest. They want something to feel more tangible. And the main message, and something that I was persistently getting, is someone who wants to feel closer to you. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Taurus. Okay, Taurus, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Five of Wands on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Four of Cups. You have a very distracted individual that is thinking about you this week. So with the Five of Wands as well as the Four of Cups, I feel like this is someone who's really feeling defeated in the current moment, or there's something about their environment that's causing them to feel powerless here. Now, what they're distracted by may not really be important, because the Five of Wands is usually things that lack importance, or they're a little bit petty. And it could even be someone who's like overthinking. But what I see is someone who is like not happy in the current dynamic, but I see a bit of sulking going on. And there could be more of a focus on what has already occurred, where they're missing some sort of an opportunity that is being presented to them in the now. I mean, they are thinking about you, Taurus, and they're not happy with, where things are between the both of you, but there's something else here that is causing, or it's coming off as a distraction to me. Okay. How is this person feeling about Taurus? Queen of Cups, you guys could be thinking of a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. The World's card. I don't know why I'm hearing growth pains. Like, I wonder if there's something like a cycle that is closing out between the both of you, or a situation where this person feels like they're either outgrowing a situation or they need to come out of something, but it feels very painful or difficult for them to do. Because I see someone who still feels very deeply towards you, Taurus, with the Queen of Cups, and they are acknowledging that. Although, because we have the World card, I feel like there's something here that they're closing out either in their personal life or something that has come to an end between the both of you. And I do see that they're really struggling to accept that. For example, Taurus, if this person is connecting with you, but something is not the same as it used to be, that could be the very thing that they're having a hard time accepting. They may say, okay, well, things have changed, or, things need to change in the now, but it just feels very difficult for this person to adapt to it. I also feel, Taurus, that this could be a week where they're feeling very nostalgic about you, or there's something about the past that they're constantly revisiting. This could also be someone who's at a distance from you. The Seven of Swords. There could be some sort of dishonesty resurfacing for this person as well with the Seven of Swords, but that card could also touch on strategy. It's like, I want to speak to Taurus, or I want to, I want to be able to express myself to Taurus, right? But there could be some sort of strategy behind their communication. I also feel with the World card and the Seven of Swords, this person could be leaving something behind or moving away from something, maybe even like physically relocating, but they're being very silent about it. Because what I'm seeing, guys, is someone who has a goal that they're working towards, or they have something in mind in terms of, this is what I want with Taurus. But as they're working towards it, or as they're making the necessary changes, I feel like they're being very discreet or quiet about it. This may be someone who is wanting to move closer to you, for example, but they're going to tell you once they know for sure they're able to do that. So there's like a plan that they have in mind, but they're keeping it to themselves, is what I'm sensing here. This could also be someone who, like I said, is moving away from another situation, or maybe an old or past dynamic here, but they feel like they have to be very discreet. Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords. Yeah, this person wants to speak their truth. I think this person really wants you to know how they feel about you, and furthermore, they're wanting a breakthrough in this situation. And what's interesting is the Ace of Swords, as much as it speaks of some sort of a truth or a breakthrough, it also touches on needing to sacrifice or let go of something. So what I see is you may be connecting with someone who's in the middle of like a transition, right? Whether it's physically relocating, maybe emotionally detaching from someone or something else. But I do see them kind of like keeping it to themselves and wanting to get it done prior to communicating it to you. I do see them being honest with you, but I think that they're going to tell you after, they're done doing what they're planning to do here. There you are. What's the Seven of Swords? The Eight of Wands. Okay, so you're going to be receiving communication from this person because they're feeling more courageous after an ending in their life here. The Hierophant also lets me know that this person is ready to take the next step with you. They're ready for something more than what you guys currently have. And for many of you, there is something that they needed to completely let go of in order for things to be stable between the both of you. Now, I will say, Taurus, with the Eight of Wands clarifying the Seven of Swords, there could be some sort of like very discreet communication between the both of you, or this is someone who is confiding in you about something that they're not telling anyone else. Like I'm getting very discreet communication, or maybe there's some sort of a secret that they're revealing to you. Something that they have kept under wraps and something that no one else knows is what I'm sensing here. The Emperor. Yeah, you have someone here who wants to either take accountability for past actions, but it's also someone who's in a very action-oriented energy. I want to see change, or this is what I want with Taurus moving forward, so this is what I'm going to do. But when you have the Emperor, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Cups, that could be someone who's highly emotionally intelligent, although they keep a lot to themselves. So there could be like a mystery surrounding this person, or you find that they don't really express themselves to you. And it's not to say that they are never open or truthful with you, because I do see the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands, but they definitely take their time with, giving you some form of information or what they're up to. Eight of Cups, yeah. So confirming what I'm saying, they're walking away from either another person or another commitment in their life, and they feel more ready to pursue something with you. And I was getting the Five of Wands and the Four of Cups in the beginning of the spread here. They're definitely in a situation, or their current environment is not something that they're happy with. And so Eight of Cups is when you become very tired and you realize that you're not happy or content, and you walk away from whatever it is that very thing is, right? It could be friendships, it could be family members, it could be another relationship. Eight of Wands, the Temperance, moving towards you to, create some sort of peace here, wanting to restore balance in this connection. And I feel like for some of you, they have felt like they were constantly distracted by something else in their environment, and they were unable to fully express how they feel towards you. But because they're closing out a cycle, even if it feels very difficult, it is aiding in them feeling more courageous and just feeling more like I can finally be open, or I can finally be authentic with Taurus. Some of you could be dealing with a Sagittarius. I have Aries here, as well as Aquarius, maybe possibly even another Taurus like yourself. Temperance, Nine of Swords, Knight of Wands. Yeah, they're coming in to communicate with you, but I think they're a little bit doubtful in terms of how you're going to respond here. This person may also feel like you currently view them in a very fickle energy, like someone who has been very uncertain, someone who has been very in and out, someone who resorts to silence instead of communication and expression, and they're aware of this. So I think, there is a level of worry of, is Taurus going to trust me? How are they going to receive what I'm going to say? But I still see them coming towards you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Gemini. Okay, Gemini, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Four of Swords. It may be someone that you're currently not speaking to. Okay. Or there may be some sort of silence between the both of you this week. Okay. Six of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. You have someone here who is viewing you as like very popular, or there could even be something in particular that you're celebrating this week and is visible to this person. But they are viewing you as someone who's like, again, celebrating something, or you're receiving a lot of attention. But I see that they're reaching out to you, whether this be, phone call, message. They're wanting to offer you something here. I also feel here, Gemini, that this is someone who's wondering like what you're doing, what you're up to, what you're paying attention to. So there could be a level of concern, or it's someone who feels like there's a lack of communication between the both of you, and they're just wondering, what you're up to or what you're focused on. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Gemini? The Knight of Cups, yep, so an incoming offer. And the Five of Swords. For some of you, this could even be like a peace offering. like someone who is wondering what you're up to, you know, feeling like they don't have much access to you, but they're coming in, and this could be in the form of an apology. But with the Five of Swords, there could have been like a recent disagreement or something that they've been feeling very mentally conflicted about, and they want to feel more at ease about this situation or when they're thinking about you. The Five of Swords could also be something that this person feels like they were not able to, or they did not communicate it to you in the past. So they've been thinking about it. They've been, you know, or whether it's something like a thought they've been thinking or a feeling that they've been having, and they want to express it to you in the now. Six of Pentacles. This could be a kind gesture or you just seeing an increase in this person's effort. I do see them giving to the situation or wanting to show you that they're invested here, but there may have been a lack of balance, you know, in this situation when it comes to the past. It could be read as someone who feels like they caused some sort of conflict, or you know, there were mixed signals in this connection because they were maybe trying to balance a lot at once or trying to maintain more than one, you know, a thing at once here. But they're wanting to restore some sort of balance in this connection is what I'm sensing. I also feel with the Five of Swords and the Six of Pentacles, this could even be someone who feels like they have breadcrumbed you in the past, or there's some sort of neglect that is coming up to the surface in the now. The Seven of Cups, yeah. It's interesting because I was picking up on mixed signals with the Five of Swords, and the Seven of Cups, it boils down to emotional confusion. So this is someone who's trying to figure you out, but they may also be acknowledging that while they were connecting with you, they were keeping their options open. And I really do see like, you know, someone apologizing or like a peace offering. You know, this is how I feel. This is what I did not communicate to you in the past. But I also feel like there may be certain things that they want to clear up on your end as well. Because the Seven of Cups and the Five of Swords could be this person thinking about how you're feeling or trying to make sense of what has happened, but it's only resulting in more confusion. So they have a lack of clarity when it comes to this situation. Don't get me wrong, they are trying to figure you out, or at least trying to figure out how you feel, but they're unable to put their finger on it. Two of Pentacles. What's the Six of Pentacles? The King of Swords. Okay. So they may view you in a very detached energy, or you put an end to a situation because there was a lot of indecision here. And as much as they're wanting to, you know, come forward, or even if they're communicating with you, they do feel like you're a bit cold towards them. So like if you're giving them the cold shoulder, that's something that's definitely like they're aware of that. Like they know that you're not maybe as open with them as you were in the past, or, you know, there's some sort of a guard that you have up. And the Two of Pentacles and the Five of Swords is like, I want to do something about this. I want to find a solution here. Yes, it feels difficult. Yes, it feels confusing. But the way that they feel when they're thinking about you in the now, it's not a good feeling, right? So they're wanting to feel more at ease when they think of you or the situation with you. And that's why I think that we're getting a persistent message of a peace offering. The Emperor. This is a very action-oriented energy, someone who wants to see a change, so they're going to be the one to create that change here. This could also be an energy of taking accountability. And what I see here, guys, is like this could be a week where this person is a little bit like you're having a hard time reading them, but there's more going on internally than what they're showing you on the outside. And I think that this person does not appear to be confused, but there's a lot of internal, confusion here, or there's an energy of really trying to figure you out, but possibly not showing you to what extent. You could be dealing with an Aries, Five of Wands. What's the King of Swords? The Ten of Swords. Okay. This person may view you as someone who feels very betrayed by them, or they are acknowledging that there has been a very painful ending between the both of you. But with the Five of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, they are, wanting to come in, whether it's like I said, an apology or, fix things with you. But with the Five of Wands and the Two of Pentacles, there may be something that they feel like they don't have control over, whether they're like, okay, well, I can do my part, but there's something else going on in this situation. But I feel like that's, the ball is in Gemini's court, or that's up to Gemini to kind of, deal with here or find a solution to, because Seven of Cups and the Five of Wands could be a very chaotic connection, or there's something going on in your environment or their environment that is impacting this connection directly, and that could have been the very reason for an ending as well. What's the Five of Wands? The Eight of Pentacles. I feel like this person is trying to work on something that is causing them to feel very distracted. Okay. But I also feel like this could be someone who's going through a shift where they're leaving maybe some sort of drama or conflict behind, and they're moving towards, or they're shifting their focus towards work or something that is progressing for them. But I do sense, as much as they're coming forward, there may be something here that they feel like they don't fully have control over it, or it's not really up to them to find a solution for it. Okay. So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Cancer. Okay, Cancer. So let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, Cancer. So we have the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Three of Cups. Well, Cancer, there's a strong energy of regret or disappointment here, but I'm specifically getting like making the wrong decision. So there could be a decision that this person has made, pertaining to you or this connection with you, and they're reevaluating that decision here. What's interesting is behind the Five of Cups is the Ten of Pentacles, behind the Three of Cups is the Queen of Pentacles. Some of you, you have someone of your past thinking about you, or you are dabbling in something new, or you are connecting with someone new and it's visible to them. If that's not the case, they are assuming that you are connecting with someone new, or the thought of you creating or building with someone else could be really driving them up a wall this week. And Five of Cups and Three of Cups, this person could either be overindulging, or they feel like in the past they were very indecisive, or this could even be someone who put you in a third-party situation. Okay, let's see. How is this person feeling about Cancer? This person could also be Six of Wands. Some of you could be in the public eye, or they really want your attention this week. Whether it's they're quite literally doing something to grab your attention, or it's on an energetic level. You can feel them tugging on your energy here. Okay. The Tower. Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio. Yeah, heavy Scorpion energy. The Judgment. Wow. Tower and the Judgment. There's something very unexpected about how you're handling this situation, or possibly even your response to something that they've communicated to you. And with the Tower and the Judgment, they may also feel like they were not prepared for some sort of an energetic shift. But when you have those two cards coming out, especially the first two cards in their feelings, there is a shift in this dynamic that they feel is out of their control. They're like, I can't do anything about it. This is, it is what it is, right? It is impacting them, but they may also feel like I can't, resort to the past, or things are not going to be able to, or I can't approach things the way that I have in the past. There's a lot that has changed between Cancer and I. But I'm intuitively getting that either you're connecting with someone new, or there's something that you're manifesting for yourself, but it's almost like causing a sense of worry for this person. And with the Six of Wands, we have the Tower as well as the Judgment. You could really be stepping into a brand new chapter of your life, right? Or there's some sort of a change that has occurred for you, and it's visible to this person, but it's almost like there's a little bit of worry or an anxious energy associated with it as well. Okay, King of Cups. This is someone who still feels very deeply towards you. They could really be wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. And I will say, guys, this is a week where they feel like they're on some sort of an emotional roller coaster when it comes to thinking about you. And furthermore, with the King of Cups, that does touch on someone who feels very connected to you, but they're trying to remain emotionally balanced. And I'm persistently getting like they did not expect a specific reaction from you, or they expected you to handle something in a very different manner than you currently are. So there is a little bit of a shock factor here. Seven of Wands. They're very protective of this connection, or they're having a hard time opening up to those around them for some sort of advice. It's like they feel they need to figure something out on their own. And really, I think that they feel like they need to keep something to themselves when it comes to this connection. Seven of Wands could be someone who's feeling a bit guarded, or there's something that's causing them to feel a little bit on the edge, but they're not necessarily being expressive about it. Strength card. This is someone with deep and intense emotions towards you, but it's also someone who has trouble showing you that, or they were very withdrawn. It's almost like they're fighting their emotions, or they're fighting this urgency that they feel to, like reconnect with you here. And I will say there's a level of ego or pride involved. Like you have someone here who either wants to connect with you, but they think you're connected elsewhere, or they want to connect with you, but you turning them down or rejecting them could really toy with their ego here. And I'm not saying that's what you're going to do, but this is what's going on in their feelings. So there is a bit of a hesitant and doubtful energy. Some of you could be dealing with a Leo. What's the King of Cups, Nine of Swords? This person is very stressed out, Cancer, specifically about you and what you're up to. There's a genuine concern here. And I also feel, guys, like with the King of Cups, they're acknowledging your, not just your worth, right? But how you make this person feel, the energy that you exude. And someone else possibly having access to that, or you starting something new and building a foundation somewhere else, is really stressing them out. Even if that's not what you're doing in the current moment. The Nine of Swords could be a lot of thoughts that you're thinking. It doesn't mean it's the truth, but it does lead to one feeling very anxious or worried, which is what I was picking up on. Ace of Wands. What's the Strength card? The Fool card. So what they're wanting here is a new beginning. What they're wanting is to take a leap of faith towards you. But when you have the Strength card there, it's something that they're struggling to do, because they're assuming, or it's visible to them, that you are at a different space, right, as of currently, or you're not as invested. And as much as they want to reach out to you, they're like, well, what if Cancer just turns this offer down? What if Cancer genuinely doesn't want what they wanted in the past? I think that if they had more clarity on how you feel, or what you're currently paying attention to, then they would feel more confident in, pursuing something new here. Ace of Cups. Wow. What's the Ace of Cups? The Six of Cups. This could be someone who views you as like the love of their life, or your love has made a very huge impact on them, because I do see you guys share a large history together. But I will say the main thing that I'm getting here, Cancer, is if you are connecting elsewhere, okay, or if there's a new beginning taking place for you, that is what they're stressed out about. This is someone who feels very defeated. They feel like they have to let go of a cycle, but the more they think about you or a new beginning that is occurring for you, they get very overwhelmed. But it may be someone who doesn't want to open up about it, because they feel like it's going to, like they would be showing you their weakness, or they struggle with being vulnerable here. But that's why I clarify the Ace of Cups, because it's, clarifying the Nine of Swords, and we have the Six of Cups. So possibly a new beginning taking place for you, or you moving forward, is what this person is genuinely concerned about, because they still feel very connected to you. And I think specifically this week, they are really, really missing you. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Leo. Okay, my beautiful Leos. Let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Death card. Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio. Or you are thinking of someone that you've had an ending with, and this could have occurred very recently. Okay. Let's see. Seven of Swords, Aquarian energy, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. Someone who chose themselves, okay, or they chose to be on their own and away from you or out of a connection, is still thinking about you. This is someone who is curious about you, but they don't want you to know that. It's like moving forward, but watching you from afar. This could be someone who is very strategic, during the course of the bond here. But I feel like it's someone who either felt like choosing themselves or being on their own would feel easier, but they're still focused on you, is what I'm sensing. You may view this person as materialistic, or something that they communicated to you, or something that they've done in this connection could have came off a little bit shallow. Okay, that's very specific, so only take it if it resonates. Okay, how is this person feeling about my Leo? Let's see. Okay, Queen of Swords and the Two of Swords. I think there's something here that you've communicated to this person in terms of like your truth, or maybe something that was revealed to you. But here's what I'm seeing. How they feel is they feel like you're upset with them. But Two of Swords could also be someone who's in a state of denial. So they're picking and choosing what they want to focus on. They may be like, okay, well, Leo is upset with me, but I have a right to be upset as well. Like there's some sort of confusion. This is someone who's in a state of denial, and they feel like they're in between worlds. Okay. I mean, they are acknowledging that your back is turned towards a situation, or you're upset with them, but there's something here that they're not seeing clearly in the current moment as well. That's why she's, blindfolded in the Two of Swords. So Leo, how this person feels is you're viewing the situation as something that was not going to change, or you were not seeing the necessary changes you wanted to see. So like, for example, if there was like a pattern and you were communicating that you wanted something to be different, or you wanted this person to alter something, they feel like you have gotten very tired or fed up with the situation because you weren't seeing those changes. Now that's just a generic example, right? Like the changes you could have wanted could obviously vary, but I'm strongly getting someone who's like, okay, well, Leo is moving away because they are not getting what they want from the situation here. The Ace of Swords definitely could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. But I'm getting a strong energy of someone who does want to speak to you, or they are seeking some sort of a breakthrough in this situation here. But what's interesting is there's an energy of wanting to speak the truth, or wanting to, have a breakthrough in the situation. But there's also a level of holding on to something that may not be true, even if it appears to be that way. Because the Two of Swords could also touch on illusions, or something that is going on for you mentally, and something that you're feeding into, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the truth. So I think that this person is really up in their mind about you this week. I think there's a lot going on for them mentally, and they're trying to differentiate the truth or the reality of the situation versus maybe just the pessimistic thoughts that they're feeding into, or something that they're strongly in denial about. Nine of Cups. This is someone who feels like you make them very happy, but I'm strongly getting an energy of them acknowledging that they made a decision based off of how they were feeling, and they weren't taking your emotions into consideration. There's like an energy of, well, I was looking out for myself, or it felt easier to choose myself or walk away from a situation. But then why am I still thinking about Leo? Why am I still backtracking? Because the emotions are still there. Something felt easier to do in the moment, but it doesn't feel easy in the now. It's something that they don't agree with. So it could have even been a very impulsive decision. Five of Swords, very conflicted when it comes to the situation with you. And what I see, with all the Swords energy is, this is someone who's thinking about you quite a bit here, and with the Five of Swords, that's mental conflict. That's someone who's going back and forth in their mind because what they have done in the past no longer makes sense to them in the now. It could also be like some form of communication that they're really holding on to, that they're really impacted by. What's the Ace of Swords? The World card. So there definitely has been an ending. This could be something that's very recent, because what I see is someone who really can't stop thinking about you, and they're revisiting, what has occurred between the both of you, or what caused you to detach. They're revisiting that, over and over again. So they may even feel like they're on like a hamster wheel, like they're trying not to think about something, they're trying not to revisit something, but they can't help but do it. The World card clarifying the Ace of Swords. This could be someone who's at a physical distance from you. Okay. And this could also touch on some sort of online communication that's coming in for you from this person. Now, I'm really getting that this is someone who regrets creating distance between the both of you. And I'm getting that as a persistent message. For example, Leo, if you and this person were disagreeing on something, right? Instead of finding a solution in that current moment as the disagreement was occurring, they were like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to walk away because that just feels easier to do. But now they're like, okay, well, I'm still thinking about Leo. So did I make the right decision? Six of Cups, they're missing you. This is a very nostalgic energy. This is also someone who is thinking about the promises that they've made you. They're thinking about the plans that you guys have made together for the future. There may be some sort of innocence in this connection that this person feels like they stripped from the connection by the way that they've communicated with you, or by the way that they've like handled things with you. Because I do see regret in terms of communication as well. Whether it's I spoke too soon, or I did not like my choice of words, or I was not able to articulate how I was feeling clearly to Leo. Judgment. Scorpio. Wow. Judgment and the World card. This person feels like you're moving away, or you've made a decision and it's for good. Like something feels very finalized here. What's the World card? The Ace of Wands. The Ten of Swords. Wow. I say this with transparency, Leo. Yes, they are missing you. Yes, there is a desire for a new beginning, but they don't truly believe that that can happen. So the way that things ended, or how they made you feel, or some sort of betrayal, they feel like is very, very difficult to come back from. They don't know how to reverse the effects of that. And they feel like this is something that they're going to feel stuck on or remember for a very long time. It doesn't feel easy to move on from. What's the Ten of Swords? The King of Wands. Okay, so they feel that's your energy, right? They feel like they have wronged you in one way or another. They could even feel a strong energy of, I was not able to act on an opportunity when it was in front of me. So they could view, the Ace of Wands, Ten of Swords could be like a missed opportunity. What's the King of Wands? The King of Swords. Wow. So what this person feels like they need to do is accept an ending in the current moment. And what they're desiring is completely different from what they truly believe could actually occur between the both of you. So, it is a general read. Everyone's story is going to be different, but I strongly feel like what they communicated or a decision that they made, they feel, it almost feels like impossible to come back from that, is what I'm sensing. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Virgo. Okay, Virgo, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so what I see, Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck and the Page of Swords. You, someone here who has been paying attention to you for quite some time, but I see incoming communication this week. This could even touch on like some sort of like physical distance between the both of you. So for example, if this is someone that maybe you have on social media, right? They have been taking a liking towards you, or there's a very curious energy of, I like what I see and I want to get to know Virgo, but I do see them communicating with you with the Eight of Wands. Some of you could be conversing with this person as you're watching my read. Okay, how does this person feel about Virgo? Yeah, someone's very curious about you. They want to know you on a deeper level. And again, they could be at a physical distance from you. Okay. Page of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Connecting with you feels very, very exciting. Like this is someone who's looking forward to speaking to you. I think that this is someone who is like, there's going to be a lot of back and forth communication between the both of you this week. Very intrigued by you, Virgo. So like, I'll give you an example. If this person is, again, let's use social media as an example. Maybe they have been keeping an eye on you. Maybe like what you post or what you do for work, your aesthetic or your like sense of style. Like there's something here very intriguing about you and they want to get to know you. There could also be like get to know you on a deeper level, but there could also be some sort of mystery surrounding you as well. Like you're giving this person just enough to work with, but there may be more that they want to know about you. And they know that there's more to you, but you're not someone who just reveals everything at once. Like you're not necessarily coming off as an open book here. Four of Pentacles. This is someone who wants structure, stability. Okay. So they could be wanting to work towards a commitment. This could be someone who wants, like they're taking things step by step, or they want to speak to you, get to know you before they put a title on anything here. I also feel with the Four of Pentacles, guys, like there could be some sort of a goal that this person is currently working towards. So it may require most of their focus, but they are still feeling intrigued by you, or they're still wanting to connect with you here. And this could touch on someone who was kind of like held back for a while. And I did sense that with the Page of Swords as well. Like this is someone who has had their eye on you for a while, but the communication is coming in this week, or they're feeling more confident or courageous about expressing those emotions towards you. But what's interesting is I don't intuitively pick up on someone who's coming in with some sort of an emotional outpour. It doesn't seem to me that this is someone who's overly flirtatious. This seems to me that it's someone who you can sense the excitement that they want to speak to you, that they, are excited to speak to you. But I also feel like there's more of a realistic approach, or this is someone who wants to actually get to know you. It's not necessarily saying empty nothings to you or love bombing you. It's a little bit more of a slow and patient kind of energy here. Queen of Pentacles, wow. They view you as someone who's like very successful, like, you have everything together here. And they also feel like something about like your work ethic could be, something that they admire. But I feel like they're viewing you as, I want to get to know you because I feel like there's potential here. Queen of Pentacles is usually when someone's viewing you as their version of an ideal partner. There's something about your independence that they admire it as well. Like Virgo, I can tell, is not codependent, right? Or they don't need people, and people in relationships are just a bonus in their life. They're more focused on pouring into themselves, because that's the Queen of Pentacles energy. Like you basically pour into yourself, you take care of yourself, and by default, you attract others. You don't really have to do much, right? It's just the way that you care for yourself, where people want to care for you in a similar manner. 10 of Wands. This person could be overthinking this situation as well. And I will say, Virgo, yes, it's a slow-moving energy, but it could be someone who has a lot of responsibilities and they want to be able to make that time for you. And they don't want to neglect a situation here. Like 10 of Wands could be someone who has like multiple different responsibilities, but they're doing everything on their own. So they could feel a bit overwhelmed in the current moment. 7 of Wands, very protective over you or this connection. They're not sharing, their emotions towards you with anyone around them. This could also be someone who likes to speak about things after they get them done instead of speaking about it while they're working towards it. And the 7 of Wands and the 4 of Pentacles, I will say, guys, it could be someone who is kind of dealing with trust issues. So whether it's they have gone through a very rough past or they have a hard time opening up. But what's interesting is they're realizing that you are similar in that way, right? Because I did sense that they're not viewing you as like an open book or someone who takes time with, opening up, or you're very specific and particular with what you share, what you publicize. And they may feel like, I see a little bit of me in Virgo. The Devil. Wow. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. This could be symbolic for obsessive thoughts or someone who feels like their emotions are developing for you very, very quickly. They may feel like they're getting ahead of themselves, and that could be the reason why they are, a little bit withdrawn or trying to take more of a realistic approach here. What's the 10 of Wands, 2 of Cups? Wow, yeah. So even though I sense that this is something fairly new, with the 2 of Cups, that's someone who feels like they're in love with you or they're developing emotions very, very quickly. And it could be they don't want to get ahead of themselves, or they want to kind of slow down, you know, how fast things are progressing between the both of you. Like, even if they have taken a while to reach out to you, as they reach out to you, they want things to move at a slower pace. They don't want to rush into anything, but they can't help how they feel. Seven of Wands, the High Priestess. Yeah, there's a mystery surrounding you for sure. And I think that's what they're intrigued by. Some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. What's the Devil? The Four of Wands. So what they're fixated on is creating something stable with you. They are thinking about having a life together, or there is some form of commitment that they're, you know, thinking about when it comes to you. So I don't really see it as a block or something negative, but it's almost like you're going to find that they're, you know, reaching out to you, they're connecting with you, but you may find that they're slowing down a bit. And that has nothing to do with you. I think it has more to do with them. And not wanting to jump into anything, or not wanting to rush into anything. Because Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles, I did sense that this is someone who has trust issues. This is someone who may have gone through their fair share of, you know, betrayal in the past here. What's the High Priestess? The Ten of Pentacles. So what's hidden from you is they want a commitment here. What's hidden from you is they want stability. Is that something they're going to express to you initially? No, but it's something that they're working towards. The other thing that I will say here, Virgo, is you maybe this may be someone where they were in a higher level of commitment in their past, or it could be someone who was like recently divorced even, or they've come out of, like, you know, being in a higher level of commitment. And that could be something that they're expressing to you, you know, later on. This could also be the reason why they're in more of a slow moving energy. Like, I've recently come out of a commitment and I am intrigued by Virgo, but I know what it takes to be in a commitment, so I'm not going to rush into it. But they definitely want some sort of a family dynamic with you. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Libra. Okay, Libra, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. The Two of Swords wanted to pop out here. There could be something that this person is not seeing clearly this week, or there's something that they're feeling a little bit confused about. Okay, some of you could be thinking of a Cancer. We have the Chariot, and we have the Nine of Cups. What I see is, you know, forward movement or progress, or someone moving towards you because they're viewing you as wish fulfillment, someone who makes them very, very happy. Wow. And then the Sun card, the King of Swords. Yeah. Someone feels like, you know, or they're viewing you as wish fulfillment and they're wanting to move towards you. But there may be something about this situation where it requires acceptance prior to forward movement or progress, because that's what the Chariot touches on. Okay, how is this person feeling about Libra? Okay, so we have the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card. Wanting to do something the right way. This could even be an energy of wanting to make something right with you, or make something up to you with the Justice card. But with the Four of Pentacles, Libra, I'm also strongly getting someone who could come off a little bit withdrawn. And I don't see it as, you know, they're intentionally not wanting to, you know, speak to you, but there could be some sort of like something that they're dealing with where it's causing them to feel like they have to start from scratch. Because with the Four of Pentacles and the Justice card, it could be symbolic for some sort of legal issues, okay, that this person is going through, or it's a situation where they feel like they need to kind of just like hang in there and hold on to what they have. They are thinking of you, don't get me wrong, Libra, but they may find that this is not the week to reach out or do anything suddenly. Okay. Four of Pentacles could also be someone who's in a tough situation financially, or there's something with their living situation that doesn't feel as stable as it could be. The Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. Okay, yeah. So here's what I'm sensing, Libra. This is someone who feels very connected to you, but this is a week where they're trying to let a situation play out the way that it's supposed to, or they're trying their best to remove themselves from a situation here, and they're doing it in a way where they're not causing conflict. Like, for example, if this person is going through legal issues, and it's involving another individual, they're trying to keep the peace so that they can move forward or move towards you without it being, a very difficult thing to do, or without it being, so much conflict between, without creating so much conflict, is basically what I'm getting here. Because the Justice card, as well as the Devil, could be a very tough situation that you're going through where you almost feel chained to it in a way. So it doesn't mean that you are chained to it, but emotionally and mentally, it could feel very difficult, or it feels like it's taking a toll on them. The Hierophant. Okay, yeah. This is very specific, guys, but this is definitely someone who is leaving another commitment, or they are in the process of that. And they may feel like, until I'm able to fully come out of one situation, I can't pursue another. They're still thinking about you, and the Devil could even be symbolic for very strong passion or obsessive thoughts. But I think that they're trying to, like, the best way for me to explain this, Libra, is they're trying to end a situation neatly, in a very quiet, peaceful manner, because they don't want that to make its way into the present or the future with you. So it's a lot of strategy behind how this person is acting or what they're planning. The Ten of Cups. They feel like they would be very happy with you. When they think of their happiness or their end-all be-all, you are who comes to mind. But this is someone who feels like, I need to do things the right way. So if they were indecisive in the past, or they were kind of in a space of juggling, they no longer want to do that. They want to, cut ties with one situation so they can move towards what they desire here. What's the Devil? The High Priestess. They're keeping a lot to themselves. I think this person is, has endured a great deal of pain, and there could be an ongoing battle in their environment that they're keeping to themselves, or they're not comfortable with opening up about it. Hierophant, High Priestess, a lot of telepathic communication between the both of you. They feel like you understand them on a very deep emotional level, but they also feel like you're able to understand them, even if they're not being verbal about their issues here. This is two energies that just know what's going on, or there's like an energy of what's understood doesn't need to be explained. But they feel like you know the reason for their silence, or you know the reason for why they're a bit withdrawn. They do have a plan in mind when it comes to you, but they're keeping it to themselves. And furthermore, I think they're keeping it away from someone else too, or another commitment that they're a part of. Nine of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Pisces. Nine of Swords is someone who feels very anxious, someone who feels like, they are up at night thinking about you, thinking about the situation that they're in, but they're trying to keep it together. This is also someone who feels very anxious because they're in the midst of a transition here, right? Letting go of something, moving towards what they desire, but they're just hoping that everything works out the way that they want it to. There's a part of this person that feels like they're not deserving of what they want. So whether it's they feel guilty for leaving something or someone else behind, or it's someone who may feel like they're not deserving of a connection with you, there's a lot of worry and insecurity resurfacing as well. The Three of Cups. Yeah. So this is going to resonate with those of you that are aware that there is an interference in the picture. And even if it was like a brief explanation, I think that they're trying to move away from someone or something else. The High Priestess, a Strength card. Yeah. So you may find that this is a week where they're a bit withdrawn, or they're connecting with you, but they're not showing much emotion. And it's because of a guilty conscience, or them feeling like, I need to do the right thing and do things the right way. So if they're like in the process of ending a cycle, or they're in the process of, legal issues such as maybe even divorce, they're like, okay, I need this to occur first so I can freely express myself to a Libra. So I do feel like as they're going through a process, they could remain a bit withdrawn or held back. And some of you could be dealing with a Leo. Okay, what's the Strength card? The Page of Wands, the Five of Swords. Yeah. It could be that they're speaking to you, but not as consistently because they're feeling very conflicted, or they are quite literally facing some sort of conflict in their own environment, and they want to clear that up prior to, or they don't want to drag you into it. It's something that they feel like they want to clear up. They're ready for something new with you with the Page of Wands, but Five of Swords and Nine of Swords is you know, someone who still feels very anxious. Someone who's excited to move forward with you, but also wondering, is this going to work out for me the way that I think it is? Okay, so that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpio, let's see. A person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, some of you could be thinking of a Virgo. We have the Hermit on the bottom of the deck, and we have Piscean energy with the Moon card. This could be someone that you are in like a no contact situation with, because with the Moon card and the Hermit, they're viewing you as very isolated or keeping to yourself. And the Moon card could be symbolic for like what's hidden, or something that where this person feels like there's a lot that's in the unknown when it comes to you or the connection with you. But it's also a very quiet energy. That's why I say that, you know, even if you are speaking to this person, maybe it's not consistent or the conversations are very surface level. Okay. How's this person feeling about Scorpio? Okay. There's some sort of a 180 that occurred here. Like this is someone who's viewing you as being very invested or very nurturing and you know, empathetic towards them in the past, but you could have completely, you know, withdrawn your energy from this situation, and it's almost like there's almost like a shock factor here, or someone feeling like it's a very empty feeling without being able to communicate with you. So we have the Four of Swords. So yeah, it seems to me it's someone that you are not in contact with, but they are thinking about you. There could even be something in particular that they're trying to heal from. But it's like a very empty or quiet kind of energy coming through, where, generic example, like this could be someone where you work with them, so you guys would communicate all the time, right? Or if you don't work with them, maybe like you guys would just communicate consistently and you guys would hang out every weekend, or, you know, these are just examples. But because they don't have access to you in the current moment, I think that this is someone who's feeling very upset. There's a level of sorrow here as well, and really wanting to hear from you. The Six of Pentacles, wondering what you're giving to, or where your attention lies in the current moment. And I also feel, Scorpio, with the Six of Pentacles, like there could have been, like they could view this situation as like there was some, like a case of juggling, or they could be acknowledging that they breadcrumbed you in one way or another. There's some sort of neglect that is being highlighted this week for this person. Knight of Wands. I think that they're feeling very impulsive when it comes to reaching out to you or reconnecting with you. But I'm strongly getting with the Six of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, they're viewing the situation as very inconsistent, or something about it felt very fickle. So even if you were invested, maybe a decision wasn't being made, right? Or maybe the both of you were connecting with each other, but you guys would constantly end up at square one, where it's like, okay, well, what are we, or what are we working towards? And they're very attracted to you, but they may feel like there's something pertaining to your lifestyle that is creating a block here, right? Or maybe pertaining to their own lifestyle. But Knight of Wands could be like a very fast moving energy. It could be someone who, like, for example, travels a lot, right? And there could be an energy of what I want from this situation is very different from what Scorpio wants. Or how are we going to meet on middle grounds here? There's also a concern when it comes to equal give and take. So that's why I did say there's some form of neglect that is being highlighted for them this week. They want to work something out with you. Three of Pentacles is usually like a conversation or a discussion in hopes that you guys could come to a mutual agreement here. But I think the first step here is actually having a conversation, because your silence is really impacting them. And the fact that they're unable to speak to you is something that is bothering them. They may also view you as someone who's very focused on you know, your work at this time, but I'm more specifically getting the word craft. Like, I wonder if like you're very skilled at something, or there's like something you're trying to create, right? Like a goal that you're working towards, and they may feel like you're more focused on that than, you know, a relationship or you know, solving something or finding a solution to a situation here. The Six of Cups. Yeah. Someone who definitely misses you quite a bit here this week, feeling very nostalgic, reminded of the past with you. And I feel like they want to do something for you, whether it's show up for you in a way where they're communicating with you, or they're the one to initiate the conversation, or it could be just like a kind gesture, like gifting something to you. Okay. And there may be something that you're celebrating and they're very proud of you, but they want you to know that. They may just be struggling with, how do I get through to Scorpio? But it seems to me that they're very proud of you for some sort of an accomplishment, or there's something that you're celebrating and they want to be a part of it. So that's very specific. So only take it if it resonates. King of Swords. Yeah. They're viewing you in a very detached energy, but also very focused. Like, for example, if this person feels like, something was not going as planned or how you wanted it to, progress, they may feel like, okay, well, Scorpio is shifting their focus to work or, something that they're crafting now. And I don't think that they're as invested. And as I opened the spread, I was sensing that this person, like, there's like a shock factor of, Scorpio was once so invested and now they're not invested at all. So they may view you in like a very black and white energy, like you're either all in or you're all out. Like there's no middle grounds here. Four of Wands. This is wanting to reconnect. This also touches on milestones or good news. So there could be some sort of good news that they want to share with you, or something that they actually just want to celebrate with you. The Devil. Some of you could be dealing with the Capricorn. So they feel very stuck. Not only do they feel connected to you, Scorpio, it doesn't feel easy to just let go and move forward or shift their focus. They may even view you as someone who's detached or handling this situation much better than they are. What's the King of Swords? The Queen of Pentacles. The Hanged Man. So what's bothering them is a stagnation between the both of you. With the Hanged Man, they're having a shift in perspective. They're seeing things differently. But it could be someone who's uncertain when it comes to, how do I communicate with Scorpio? If you work with this person or they somehow see you on a daily basis, you could have like a very poker face, or you're not giving this person any sort of reaction. So they feel like they have nothing to work with except to assume that you don't want anything to do with them. Even if that's not the case, this is how they're reading you. Queen of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. They want a new start here, or and more than a new start, guys. I think the main thing that I'm getting is someone who just wants to speak to you again. Someone who wants to hear from you. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, let's see. We have the Four of Swords on the bottom of the deck, and we have the King of Wands. The first thing that I'm getting here, I understand that this is a love reading, but there could be some sort of healing that you've been really focused on as of lately, Sagittarius. And so the more you heal, the more attractive you are to others. Or there's something here that you were able to work through, like a very difficult situation in your life, and your strength is being highlighted to someone here. Yeah, this is definitely someone who finds you to be very attractive, but it's not just on a physical level. It's like possibly your maturity or your ability to handle situations. And yeah, 10 of Swords. So there could be a very difficult situation where you're handling it very well. And maybe in a way that this person did not expect you to, go about it. Okay. Alrighty, so how is this person feeling about Sagittarius? I don't know why I'm hearing suit and tie. Okay, maybe like that is how you dress, or this is someone who, wears like a suit and a tie. I don't know. I'm just hearing that here. Let's see. Okay, so 6 of Swords followed by the Page of Pentacles. Someone who wants to feel closer to you. This could be like an incoming like offer. It's usually something small that has a lot of potential to turn into something larger. And there could even be an age gap between you and this person. Okay, so this is someone who wants to feel closer to you, but in some cases it could be like physically relocating, wanting to move closer to you as well with the 6 of Swords energy. There's more that they want to learn about you, or it could be a week where they're questioning certain things or they're asking you specific questions as well. The Star card, some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius. You have a very healing energy. Someone feels very safe around you. And this is a connection which it feels very different in a way as well, where this person may feel like the way that you make them feel, it's very different from maybe other connections that they've been involved in, or just the experiences that they've gone through with you. It's not something that they've gone through before. And the Star card, something very rare or special about you. That's usually when someone views you as possessing very unique qualities. Whether it be how you carry yourself, the things that you've went through in your past, what you do for work. Eight of Swords. There's some sort of mental restrictions that they're feeling this week, whether it's maybe feeding into thoughts that are not serving them, whether it's someone who wants to connect with you, but they're in their own way, because the Eight of Swords could also be read as like a case of self-sabotage, but they're definitely over-analyzing the situation with you is what I'm sensing. I also feel here, guys, with the Eight of Swords clarifying the Six of Swords, they're actually trying to attain a peace of mind. So they're starting to be very particular with the thoughts that they're feeding into. Like if in the past they were constantly telling themselves that they can't have what they want, right? Or they can't have this connection for whatever reason they were saying, it's like they're moving away from that. There's almost a sense of like believing in themselves a little more or feeling more courageous is what I'm sensing. Eight of Wands, a lot of back and forth communication is what I'm sensing. Yeah, someone who is speaking to you. So of course you could be conversing with this person as you're watching my read, but there's a lot of excitement behind this communication as well. And Eight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles is usually forward movement or some sort of fast progress. So this conversation leads to maybe spending more quality time together, right? And then furthermore, it could lead to building something together or wanting to put a title on a connection here. But you may find that the pace of this bond, like it's picking up fairly quickly here. And Eight of Wands, guys, is also a card of manifestation, right? So the wands represent what this person is basically manifesting with you. You know, I want a future with Sagittarius, or I want more conversation, or I want more consistency, that sort of thing. So I think that they have a vision in mind of what they want with you, and they're manifesting that. I mean, even if it's something that they're not confessing or communicating, that's what's going on energetically. There you are, Temperance. Something very, very special about you. Some of you could also... like there could be something very exotic about your features, or maybe, you know, your ethnicity, or something feels very different to this person. Like maybe they, you know, it could be like religious factors, or it could be, again, something with your ethnicity or your sense of style. Like they're not used to someone like you, but that's why they're so attracted to you, is something that I'm persistently picking up on here. They feel very at peace with you. They not only see a lot of potential here, they think the mutual understanding between the both of you could go very, very far. Like there could be it's like an energy of what's understood doesn't need to be explained. So there could even be like telepathic communication between the both of you. There's like this unspoken understanding between the both of you that they really appreciate. They feel like you understand them on a very, very deep level. Nine of Pentacles. They're viewing you as stable, very beautiful or handsome. And this is usually a very independent energy as well. So they're admiring your independence or your ability to take care of yourself and the things that you've attained for yourself. And don't get me wrong, this is someone who's very attracted to you on a physical level, but it's so much more than that. Seven of Wands, very protective over this connection here. And this is someone who's conversing with you, but they may be an individual who takes their time with opening up. So they're not necessarily an open book. It's like, okay, well, I'll give you enough to work with and I will open up, but I'm going to take my time doing so. Temperance, Six of Pentacles. They want to invest in this situation with you. And I think the main concern that they have here, guys, is equal give and take. Like if I give to the situation, will it be reciprocated? What's the Seven of Wands? The Knight of Wands, okay. Six of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles. They're wanting something stable with you. And here's what I will say, guys. They're either viewing you as someone who receives a lot of attention, or your lifestyle, there's something very fast moving about it. Like, for example, if you're someone who travels a lot or you travel for work, maybe you're just a very adventurous individual. It's very different from what they're used to, and they're still attracted to you. But they may be wondering if they're going to be able to create something stable with you. Even if there's long distance union, that could, if this is a long distance union, that could be something that they're thinking about. Okay, well, are we going to be able to work through the distance here? Okay, but I do see someone who wants to invest in this situation, someone who's, communicating with you, someone who feels at peace when they are with you. But it's also an energy of, can we actually make this work? Is this actually something that is going to be more than just temporarily stable? They also view you as very charming. And don't get me wrong, guys, like you could be, and I say this with transparency, right? Because I'm giving you the clarity on their feelings. They view you as very charming, but they also view you as someone who always gets their way. Whether you believe that to be true or not, right? We can never really see ourselves how others view us. But there could, like, I don't want to say they're questioning your motives, but there is a question of, okay, well, is Sagittarius invested entirely like I am? Because I know that they're an attractive person. I know that they, receive a lot of attention. So are we on the same page? So I do see there's a little bit of doubt there, but not anything that a conversation can't clear up. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, so we have the Six of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, and we have the Fool card. Someone that you work with could want to develop something more with you, okay? Or this could be something about your work ethic that's being highlighted. Like, even if it is not someone that you work with, Capricorn, like, for example, if you own a business, right? Or there's something that you're very skilled at and you publicize it or you put it out on social media. Like, it's someone who has an eye on you but wants to move closer to you is what I'm sensing. Okay. Six of Pentacles could also be someone who's moving towards you, but there is a sense of neglect that is being highlighted for them from the past year as well. So I can read it both ways, but let's see what's going on here. How's this person feeling about Capricorn? Some of you could be thinking of a Scorpio, Queen of Cups. Okay, so heavy water energy here. Someone's in their feelings about you is what I'm sensing. And the Death card could obviously be, symbolic for like a shift or an ending, but I'm getting someone where something has changed within them. Like there's an internal change that they're going through, but what they're acknowledging is how connected they feel towards you. This could even be someone who, like, they're coming in with an emotional confession or wanting to have some sort of like a heart-to-heart conversation with you. But it's like they had to let go of something internally in order to fully acknowledge the emotions that they have towards you. Even if it's someone who, like, they've had some sort of an ego death, or they're not letting their pride control how they, operate or express their emotions towards you. Because I see someone who wants to be more open with you, but they needed to let go of something in order to fully acknowledge their emotions. Or even move away from something, but it feels more internal to me. The Ace of Cups, wow. Yeah, I definitely see an emotional confession. A new start is what this person is wanting. And they're offering you their cup of love. And it's coming from a very honest space. And the reason I say that is they are aware of what, they were doing in the past, or something that they were constantly telling themselves that was not true. And so they're moving away from that, and they're acknowledging, okay, well, I do feel very deeply towards Capricorn, but I'm ready to express that. I feel like this is definitely an offer that will make you very happy. Death card, Two of Swords, putting an end to confusion. I think this person's also opening up to you because they want to know how you feel and they want to stop guessing how you feel. And what's interesting is the Two of Swords is clarifying the Death card, which means there's definitely something here that this person was in denial about. So if in the past there was, something here where the both of you were not seeing eye to eye, it could be that they were not really wanting to acknowledge that. They were in a state of denial of picking and choosing what they want to pay attention to. But when when they were able to stop and fully accept the reality of the situation, it's leading to a breakthrough where it's like, okay, well, now I can see clearly how I can have a new beginning here, or how I can communicate with Capricorn. Wheel of Fortune, a positive turn of events. Something is working out for you much better than you anticipated it to. And the Wheel of Fortune is usually like a favorable change or a pleasant one, but it does require a decision, right? So this person could feel like they were at a fork in the road, maybe holding on to pride. And it was, a decision between, do I operate from pride and just walk away? Or do I acknowledge that I truly still feel very deeply towards Capricorn and I'm wanting a change? And because they were able to let go of something internally, they're feeling more confident about a new start here. Some of you could be dealing with a fixed sign. So that would be Scorpio, Leo, Taurus, or an Aquarius. But I'm also getting a strong energy of possibly someone who is holding on to something that occurred between the both of you for quite some time, and they were able to finally forgive that very thing. So like, for example, right, if there was something that occurred between the both of you that was very hurtful, it could be that you and this person have tried to move on from it time and time again, but they would find that any slight inconvenience, they would constantly bring up that past event. And so they're at a point where they've healed from that and completely let go of it because they understand that it was creating a block. Because the Wheel of Fortune, it also touches on, yes, being at a fork in the road, but understanding what is creating a block. What are you still holding on to that is ultimately stopping you from moving forward? Right? That's what are you holding on to that is ultimately hindering your growth here? The Empress, wow. They see a lot of potential here. They want to grow with you. They want to build with you. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus. Some of you may also have children of your own, or they're viewing you in a very nurturing energy, the way that you take care of yourself, the way that you take care of those around you, the ones that are close to you. Definitely viewing you as the entire package here. And I'm getting a persistent message of fully accepting that. So I wonder if for some of you, this is someone who is like in denial about quite literally their feelings towards you in the past. And in the now, it's like, okay, well, what am I shying away from? Page of Swords. They feel like they have had enough time to think. This is someone who has been keeping tabs on you. This could also be a very strategic energy where it's someone who has been planning this for quite some time. So even if it comes off impulsive to you with the Fool card that we did see, it's definitely something that has been in the works for a while. Queen of Swords. Okay. What's the Empress? Page of Cups. Yep. Emotional confession, incoming offer is what I'm sensing here. And with the Queen of Swords, the Death card, it required them to let go of a thought process, right? Or let go of a way of being in order to have something new with you. It's the Page of Cups, the Magician. This is something that they have been manifesting for quite some time. This is also someone who feels a lot more confident, especially in the emotional department, and they're not shying away or hiding their emotions towards you. It's someone who just wants to be open. And I think that that's something that they've really struggled with in the past. Or it's someone where you know that they were taking a liking towards you, but they never fully opened up. They never fully explored the connection with you, which is what is changing in the now. Okay? So that is what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. So let's see. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Okay, guys, we have the Three of Swords. Interesting, because when I was pre-shuffling the deck right after I was done Capricorn's reading here, this is the card that came out. So it's interesting that it's showing up here again. And then we have the Two of Cups. Someone is thinking about what they were unable to follow through on. And it's someone who still feels very deeply connected to you with the Two of Cups. But they're also feeling disappointed or hurt here. Kind of like, this is what I wanted to do and I was unable to follow through on that. Or this is what I said I was going to do, but, I did the complete opposite. They're feeling connected to you, but they feel like they've disappointed or hurt you in one way or another. Okay, let's see. And the Two of Cups, guys, is also associated with listening to your higher self, right? So this could be someone who is actually feeling guided in your direction, or there's some sort of signs that they're receiving about you or this connection this week. Okay. Okay, so we have the Temperance. Some of you could be thinking of a Sagittarius. And we have the Ten of Swords. It seems to me that this is someone who wants to restore balance in this connection. There could have been a very painful ending, and it could have also occurred very recently, because it seems to me that this is something that still feels like it's very fresh on this person's mind, or they have been thinking about it very consistently. And so with the Temperance being the first card in their feelings, I think the main concern here is that they want to, yes, restore balance, but they want to feel more at peace when they think about the situation with you. And right now, when they, and this week when they're thinking about you, like in the current moment, they don't feel at ease. They're reminded of a betrayal, or they feel very, very disappointed and let down. This could also be someone who is in a very isolated energy, or they're not feeling like themselves, so they're not doing the things that they usually do. The Ace of Cups. A desire for a new beginning here, a desire for a new start. But I'm also getting here, guys, like, you may have some sort of like a new opportunity that you're dabbling in, or there's some sort of a shift that has taken place for you, and it's visible to this person. You may have someone here who feels like they're running out of time. Like, I need to, figure this out, or I need to do something, but I'm running out of time, and just feeling very defeated in the current moment is what I'm picking up on. And I will say, for those of you like where there has been a shift, or there's something new that you're dabbling in, it could definitely be visible to this person. The Nine of Pentacles. Viewing you as enjoying your singlehood, viewing you in a very stable and independent energy. But they're also viewing you as someone who's not as focused on them as you once were. Or they may question what you want from this connection in the now. Like, they may feel like that's something that has changed. Even if, for example, you were working towards a commitment with this person in the past, they're wondering if you guys are still on the same page. Because they feel like a lot has shifted after this ending. And they may feel like you're shifting the focus to yourself because you feel like you've been let down. I feel like there's something here that they're trying to heal from as well, guys. Like, whether it's, understanding the role that they played in their suffering, or there's something that they were unable to heal, which created an ending between the both of you. It's like, okay, I need to work on this, or I need to turn inward and focus on the root of an issue, or where an emotion or a thought is stemming from. Page of Pentacles, definitely wanting to speak to you. And the pages in the deck are usually messengers. What's the Ace of Cups? The Six of Pentacles. So this could be someone who is giving to more than one situation. Because what I see is that there's some form of neglect that is being highlighted this week. Or it could be someone who feels like they breadcrumbed you in a situation. They were giving you just enough to hold on to some sort of hope, but there wasn't really a stable plan in place. And that could be the reason why they feel like they let you down, or that could be the very thing that is causing a lot of disappointment for them in the current moment. I really feel like this person wants to speak to you, but they are also wondering how you're going to respond. Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. Choosing themselves, right? Or choosing to walk away from a situation could have felt easier in the moment, but they're reevaluating the decision in the now. Kind of like, because the Two of Pentacles is clarifying the Nine of Pentacles, right? So it could be someone who maybe felt like walking away from a situation was easier than figuring out a solution, right? But Two of Pentacles is now this person going back and forth and saying, was it really the right decision? Because I'm still thinking about Aquarius. What's interesting, guys, is like Leo was getting a bit of a similar message, like the very specific message that I'm telling you guys right now about someone kind of like reevaluating their decision or their choice to walk away from a situation. So maybe you have Leo placements or you're dealing with one. So if you are, be sure to check out their reading as well. But what I'm sensing is someone who's like, okay, well, this choice felt like it was the right choice in the past, but I don't know if it's the right choice in the now. Hanged Man, some of you could be dealing with the Pisces. Definitely very observant of you this week, but there could be a very stagnant energy between the both of you as well. Waiting for something to settle, or waiting for, waiting to feel a little more at ease. This is someone who feels very bombarded by their thoughts and emotions this week. And the Hanged Man could also be someone who's like going back on the communication between the both of you, and they're like reading in between the lines. There may be certain things that you've communicated to them in the past that did not make sense to them, which is making sense to them in the now, where they're having some sort of a full circle moment. Six of Swords. What's the Six of Swords? The Knight of Pentacles. What's the Two of Pentacles? The Death card. This person feels like they need to make a decision. They're tired of going back and forth. The reason why they feel mentally stuck is they feel they did not make the right decision, but they're also having a hard time fully acknowledging that they made the wrong decision, and it would require them to, choose a new direction to go in, right? Six of Swords, moving away from something, wanting to move to calmer waters with you, with the Temperance being the first card in their feelings. But Knight of Pentacles, I need to have a plan in place. I need to think about things thoroughly. Because when I was going with the flow or being impulsive in the past, it led to, the current pickle that I'm in, and I don't want to experience this again, is what I'm sensing. Some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio or a Taurus. Knight of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. They want to be open with you, specifically when it comes to the emotional department. What they want to communicate with you requires them to put their pride aside, because it would require them to acknowledge and admit that they made the wrong decision, or something that felt easier during or in the moment does not feel easy in the now. Okay. So that's what I'm getting for you guys. Moving on to Pisces. Hey, Pisces. The person on your mind and their current feelings towards you. Let's see. You could be thinking of an Aquarius. We have the Star card and the Two of Wands. Okay. With the Two of Wands, Pisces, this could be someone who's at a distance from you, okay? Or it could also just touch on someone who's like waiting for a sign from you. Like whether it's you guys are communicating and they're waiting for you to say something specific or particular, or maybe it's someone who's at a distance from you, but they're wanting you to reach out. And the Star card is letting me know that they're very hopeful when it comes to the future of this connection, right? So they're very hopeful, or they're holding on to faith that something will work out between the both of you. And the Star card is usually when you're, you believe in something that is not yet tangible, right? So even if there's no tangible evidence, they do see the potential here for growth or to create something with you. Okay, how is this person feeling about Pisces? The Nine of Pentacles, okay, and the Ten of Cups. Well, what's interesting is they're viewing you to be in a very independent energy, like someone who's more focused on possibly pouring into yourself, or there could be even, some sort of a goal that you're working towards here. But with the Ten of Cups, guys, I'm strongly sensing that this is someone who wants to create something with you. This is someone who has a vision. This is someone who is thinking about a family dynamic here. But there's something about your independence that's being highlighted. Like, for example, Pisces, like this is someone who, could feel very connected to you, but they're wondering, how can I be a positive addition when it comes to, or in Pisces' life? Because it's like, what can I do, right? Or how can I contribute where we're able to meet each other on middle grounds? They may also view you in a very independent energy where they could feel like you are taking your time with opening up, or you don't allow people into your life very easily. Okay. The Hermit. There's some sort of mystery surrounding you. Some of you could be dealing with the Virgo. Because here's what I'm getting, guys. Like, they're viewing you as very wise, very smart. You have it together. They're viewing you in an independent energy also, like I mentioned, but they're trying to figure you out. But there could be some sort of a guard that you have up, or they want you to open up to them a little more or let down some sort of a guard here is what I'm sensing. They're also viewing you as a very experienced individual. The reason I say that, guys, is the Hermit is someone who's wise, someone who's knowledgeable, but it's because of their the experiences that they've, gone through. It's not like theoretical knowledge, like reading a book or studying a course. So this person could view you as, okay, well, Pisces has gone through their fair share of battles, or I can tell that they've had to, go through a lot on their own. So the way that you carry yourself, or the way that you speak, or the things that you have knowledge on is where this person is picking up that energy from. Two of Swords. You have someone here who feels like you are taking a liking towards them, but there's still a level of uncertainty. There's something here that they're not seeing clearly. There's still a level of confusion. Because the Two of Swords could be someone who's trying to figure you out, but they're not asking the right questions, or they're trying to figure something out on their own, and it's only leading to them feeling more confused. And what they're wondering is if you guys are on the same page, if you're wanting the same things that they're wanting. But they're viewing you as someone who keeps a lot to yourself. And they feel like you notice everything, but you don't communicate everything that you notice. Like, they could, like, this could be someone who, with the Two of Wands, they could purposely be saying something or doing something to see how you're going to react. But it seems like you're a few steps ahead. Because they're viewing you as, Pisces realizes even the smallest details, but they don't communicate those details. They just act accordingly. And they're viewing you as someone who, like, keeps a lot to yourself, but it's not in like a secretive way. I think that this is just someone who feels like either that's what you're used to, or you have been on your own for quite some time, or you just don't trust people very quickly. Like, you take your time with who you allow into your inner circle. They're viewing you as very, very observant. We have the Five of Cups. So this could be someone who feels like they've disappointed you in the past, or you have had disappointments in your past, which is why you're having a hard time letting your guard down in the now. The Hermit, Page of Swords. Yeah. This is someone who's very, very curious about you, but they also don't want to come off invasive this week. They're respecting your space, but they're genuinely very curious, and they want to get to know you on a deeper level. And the Five of Cups clarifying the Ten of Cups, guys, could also be like, if something did not work out between the both of you in the past, or they feel like they approached it in an incorrect way, there's a level of shame or guilt that they're holding on to. And so it could be observing you from afar, or trying to figure you out prior to coming forward. There could even be a little bit like fear of rejection here. What's the Two of Swords, Six of Cups? Okay, so there is history here, even if it's brief. What's the Five of Cups? The Seven of Wands, yeah. Okay, so this is someone who wants to connect with you, but they feel like there's like this wall here. And they're like, how do I get Pisces to let that wall down? How do I regain Pisces, trust? They're very protective over this connection as well. So this is someone who's not really speaking to those around them about their emotions towards you, or even what's going on in the current dynamic. But they're like, I really wish Pisces would let their guard down, or I wish I could have access to the past Pisces, or how they were with me in the past. Because clearly there's either a disagreement or a mishap that occurred where you changed your perspective changed, and the way that you respond to this person changed. And they're wanting things to go back to maybe how they were in the past. But more than anything, they're wanting you to let it guard down, because they feel like you are very guarded towards them. There may even be something here that you're feeling a bit defensive about. Wow, Empress. And they're not walking away from the situation because they're viewing you as someone that they want a future with, someone that they want to build with. And they're acknowledging the disappointment. It's not like they're entirely just sweeping it under the rug. But I think they really want to move past it in the current moment is what I'm sensing. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra or a Taurus, Justice card, making something up to you. Yep. Doing things the right way. But it's like, this is someone who wants to prove themselves to you, but they feel like they won't be able to prove themselves to you as long as this guard is up. So they're really wanting you to give them another chance, or allow some sort of space for them to be in your life to prove that things will be different this time around, and they're actually working towards something with you or wanting to build here. But let's say you have this person blocked, right? Or you're choosing not to speak to them. That could be the reason why they're like, I'm really trying to get through to Pisces, but I don't know if I can. If they don't let this guard down. And they really want you to let them in, is basically what I'm sensing here. Okay? So that's what I'm getting for you guys. I really do hope you were able to find a message that resonated with you here today. And thank you so much for your time.